Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. Doom, 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 doom. And they're always glad you came. You want to go, your troubles are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name. Man, listen. I've been watching episodes of Cheers. That song was so cold, that intro song. I've been playing the piano. We'll learn how to play the piano. So I got a few songs that I got under my belt right now. I got that one down. That intro is one of the greatest. That TV show is one of the greatest. I was watching season 1, like episode 3 or 4. Guess who I saw as a guest star? I mean, by guest star, I mean he had like 3 lines. Keenan Ivory Wayans. I love watching these old shows from the 80s and 90s because you can see guest stars who eventually went on to like have their own show, lead roles in shows, you know. I like Zechariah 4:10. It says to don't fret from small beginnings. If you're willing to start small, the 7 spirits of God will come help you. A lot of people are afraid to start small. Man, I ain't doing that. Look, I did extra work for years. That's what helped me to get comfortable on set, just in the background, not doing nothing. Then eventually, my first TV role was on Chicago Fire. I played a police officer who said 2 words, wait here. I was a prison guard, and somebody came to visit somebody else. I walked in, opened the door, wait here. It's my first role. And then after that, Chicago PD. Then I had three scenes, several sentences, glory to God. Then after that, it was Star Trek, more sentences, more scenes. It just kept growing and growing. I'm grateful. Yeah, listen, I didn't even go to school for acting and TV, and to have these credits, I'm super grateful, but whatever. Yeah, Cheers. I've been watching these shows from the 80s. They dope. Cheers. What's your top shows from the 80s and 90s? Remember, like, was it the lineup on ABC on Thursdays or Fridays? One of the lineups was one of the best. But my favorite shows, Wonder Years, Cheers, Golden Girls was fire. 80s and 90s shows. Of course, In Living Color. What else? Cosby Show. Cosby Show is one of the greatest. That was one of them shows where you could watch it on Thursday, and we was all talking about it at school on Friday. Every last one of us. Man, did you see when Rudy? Man, you remember when? I had a thing for Lisa Bonet too. You could just look in her eyes and tell she was about that life. Lisa Bonet was about it. She was getting Bonet. Different World. Different World was fire. Man, them shows from the 80s and 90s was classic. Even if you want to go back late 70s, 80s to What's Happening, different strokes. Alf was fire. Matter of fact, there was a girl who played a guest star. I think her name was Elise Beasley. She played a guest star in Cheers in the first season. She played the coach's daughter. She ended up being like Mark. She played somebody in Alf. I think she had a guest star in Alf later. I'm just watching all these characters evolve. And one of the characters in Cheers, who was always like stealing and doing crazy stuff in the show, he ended up being on Night Court. What was his name? I forgot dog's name. I just love watching the progression of actors. You sticking to it, man. Look, I've been in this game professionally for 15 years. 15 years in November of this year. It take a while. Ecclesiastes 5:3 says the dream comes with much business and painful effort. Whatever your dream is, it don't just fall in your lap. It takes hard work. But also, too, if it's truly your calling, even when you run from it, it chases you down. I've quit acting and podcasting and entertainment, this whole world, I don't know how many times in these last 15 years. I'm done. I'll say it in a minute. I'm done. I ain't doing no more stand-up. Then I'm back on stage. I'm done. I ain't doing no more auditions. that I'm back. Somehow, something to chase me down. Or like I hopped on the truck, completely done with the business. This was during the pandemic. Y'all know the story. I said, I'm done. They won't let me audition because I won't take the jab, whatever, I'm done. And while I'm driving, working for Cisco, I got a phone call to do a commercial, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now I'm back in the game. But man, it's a crazy game. So cheers. Y'all type in the chat. What's your favorite shows from the 80s and 90s? I even take early 2000s. Now TV's kind of saturated because it's like shows everywhere. And now TV is a little bit more addictive. Back then you had to wait every week for the new episode to come out. It was something to look forward to, and the ratings was higher. Like the final show on Cheers had 42 million viewers. That's unheard of now, because now, you know, a TV show will come out and they release 6 episodes at once and people binge watch and they sit at home. It's almost kind of a dangerous attack on your time now, the way TV shows are structured. You're not waiting every week. Well, some of them you are, but most shows you could just stream a whole season. Hey, you in the house 9 hours like a zombie. But man, these kids today will not know anything about shows like Cheers, Cosby Show, you know, Wonder Years, waiting every week, wondering if Winnie Cooper was actually going to get with Kevin again. Like they love interest was kind of so back and forth. Even with Sam and Diane on Cheers, it was just this back and forth. Are they gonna kiss? Are they gonna get close? Oh, you felt this chemistry. I noticed that's why some shows fail, TV shows, because the character dynamic is not built around a successful pattern. You think about shows like Cheers. Cheers worked because we was always wondering if Sam and Diane, like they got this chemistry and it was them two, and it, you know, was they gonna do it, or that you could tell they was interested in each other. Same with Winnie Cooper and Kevin. It was this love. Then I watched these shows. I remember, what's the dog name? Lil Rel. Lil Rel had a TV show that lasted 1 season, and I was in the studio audience. Somehow somebody gave me tickets to go to the studio audience because I wanted to see the audience warm up dude, how he interacted with the people. There was a couple other people there that I bumped into. T.I. was there, blah, 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 blah. So, you know, I knew a few people there. I met a few people there. It was just, you know, it was a good one-time experience. I've only did that one time. But while I was in the studio audience of Lil Rel's show that only lasted 1 season, I could tell why it only lasted 1 season. Like he had there was no love interest that he had. He was a single dude. He was a single guy raising kids, trying to figure out life, blah, 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 in Chicago. Right. But there was nobody for him to bounce off of with this, you know, relationship chemistry throughout the season, which is why one of the reasons it only lasted 1 season. He had great people on the show. He had Sinbad was on the show. It was, he had wanted to do some Cooley High. He had a great lineup of people, but the storyline, and I think it was produced by Gerard Carmichael, the storyline was weak. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, I mean, I'm looking at dog. He's kind of hard on the eyes. Right? We watch Cheers. We see Sam Malone and Diane. They are people that were a little bit easier on the eyes. And I ain't saying it because dog is dark skinned. I'm saying he's got a strong look. I'm tired of these executives trying to push, I don't know, man. I don't know why they pick these people to have these lead roles in shows and they hard on the eyes. We don't want to see that. It's almost like when you're watching a show and the sound is bad. Like if y'all couldn't hear me right now, you tune out because it's like, it sounds bad. You know what I'm saying? Or if you could barely see me. I know one of the reasons a lot of my shorts and videos have went viral online is because how I look. All of the comments is women. Who's this dude? Green eyes, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I may be, you know I I am. I'm easier on the eyes than some people. There ain't no reason for me to be modest about it. I'm a little bit easier on the eyes, okay? And I got a voice that travels and carries well. That's a huge part of why a lot of the videos went viral. I ain't stupid. But I'm saying, if you forcing me to look at a person on TV who's hard on the eyes and you want me to accept that this person is a sex symbol, it's tough. Who else was on the show? Jess Hilarious. She did one season. And when you look at the show, like, none of the characters are coordinated with their clothes. I'm talking about the color of their clothes. There's little nuances in TV that matter. Like, for instance, Breaking Bad. The first season, Walt was always in green. His sister-in-law was always in purple. Like, every character had a certain kind of color. Hank was always in peach. Through the whole, like, the first 3, 4, 5 seasons, everybody had a color. And then when when Walter White started to transition more over into Heisenberg, his color started to change to like a burgundy or red or pink. You know what I'm saying? I noticed that little type of stuff. Even on Cheers, Diane always had either green or purple. It was always like a sweater, like a V-neck type sweater, dress, very preppy. She had the same. Those things matter in TV. Sam, polo shirt, Nike shirt. It was either green, blue. It was bright. There were colors. You know what I'm saying? He had corduroys or straight slacks on, kind of like a Gucci belt. He had the same attire every show. But you watch some of these shows, like I was there in the audience for this little rail show. These characters was just dressed like whatever. And my daughter pointed it out, my oldest daughter, Angel. She pointed it out, like, who designed these people? What's up with their clothes? I was thinking the same thing. Like, I don't know, baby. Every scene, they just wearing whatever. Why ain't nobody got no? She was like, the stylist on this show should be fired. And I can trust her judgment. My oldest daughter was a stylist on one of the seasons of American Idol. She designed and styled all the contestants before they went on stage. So she got an eye for it. She'd been designing for years. And I'm looking like, man, nobody cares. He don't have a love interest. They don't care about clothes. I knew it the first time I went to the show. And the audience, I was like, this show ain't going to last longer than a season. And the writing wasn't even funny. The writing on Cheers is hilarious. The writing on Breaking Bad, hilarious. The writing on Cosby Show, hilarious. The writing matters. There's so many pieces. The writing, wardrobe, character dynamic. There has to be a love interest because we're attracted to seeing a love interest. We loved watching Wonder Years to see if Kevin and Winnie are they gonna kiss? Are they gonna break up? They're gonna be together? You know, they dating other people. When we see it's real life, a lot of our decisions, especially as men, a lot of our decisions are driven by a love interest. Why do we get cars? Get women. Why we dress nice, smell nice? You know, we want the attention of a woman. You know what I'm saying? A woman tell you look nice in a certain color, you probably in that color all week. That cologne smell nice, you probably going to buy more bottles of that. It's human behavior. So when we get to see human behavior on a show, and then not only that, our eyes are conditioned for certain patterns. You know, when we see Walter, he's always in green. We see Hank, he's always in peach. We see Marie, which is Hank's wife, always in purple. Go back and watch the show. She's a purple shirt. She's got a purple purse. She's holding a purple mug. She got you know what I'm saying? Whole kitchen is purple. Our eyes notice those kind of things, and it helps us to just feel familiar and be calm. Like, oh, okay. All right. But if you got a wardrobe person that just throws you in whatever, I do a show. Every character is going to have a certain type of color that's theirs. And the color, if you look up definitions of certain colors have a certain meaning. So whatever character I create is going to be attached to a color that is indicative of their behavior. You know what I'm saying? And a love interest. The lead role should have some type of love interest or several. Sam, you know, in Cheers had consistent love interest because he was just kind of a gigolo type dude. But he had this special thing for Diane that we could see they was both fighting it. And that tension is what drew us to the show all the time. Like, man, what's going to happen? Man, what they about to do? Man, what's about to go on? So look, I want to give y'all this subject here. I was thinking about this all week. People who do not leave relationships peacefully. People who do not leave relationships peacefully is one of the greatest epidemics in the world today. People who just can't accept. It's dudes out here unaliving themselves when a broad break up with them, or they clapping themselves and her, or he clap her and then jump off the bridge. Like, bro, for real? You know, it's females in Brazil you never met. When people don't leave peacefully, that's kind of sickening, dog. Sickening. Now, I don't think I know what it's like, because only time I've ever been broken up with is in 10th grade. And I guarantee you that broad is probably 6,000 pounds now. But still, I didn't fall apart. I was like, all right, whatever. Wasn't too long after that, man. I grew like 4-5 inches, got contacts, started hooping. And the floodgates was open at that point. But ever since 10th grade, I've never been broken up with. Every relationship I've ended. Any situation since 10th grade, I left. So I don't know what it's like to be broken up with and want to hang on. I don't know what that's like, because even when I got broke up with in 10th grade, I was like, oh, well, whatever. But when you see people who don't leave peacefully, listen, I broke up with an ex and she lost her mind. Punched me in the eye when she got her paperwork, her separation paperwork. We was in the car. We drove to a location and I had somebody there who served her the separation paperwork. She lost her mind. Punched me in the eye. Driving in oncoming traffic. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie. I called the people on her, and I put my real estate voice on. Hello? This is Charlie from Hazel Street in Eastville, California. Yeah, my wife just punched me in the face, and it hurts really bad. Can you get a cruiser by here to pick her up, please? I'm in a lot. Hey, also send an ambulance. I'm in a lot of pain. Thank you. Tore my whole grill up. I couldn't audition for weeks. And then not only that, somehow got access to my email, started sending pictures of my genitals to my family, friends, my job, people I sold cars to, because I was working every weekend at a dealership in Santa Monica, California. All my clients I sold cars to, sending them pictures of my stuff. The boss pulled me into the office like, Charlie, I don't know what's going on, but I got a call from a lady saying that you were sending her pictures of your cock. What's going on? I'm like, man, listen, that ain't me. That ain't me. That's this relationship. That's my ex-wife. So wait, so you're saying your wife sending out pictures of your cock? Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm like, dude, it's not me. Send one to my mama, my dad, my kids, my older kids, everybody. Calling family members. He ain't this and he ain't that, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, didn't want to leave peacefully. Now, to her defense, I did get caught cheating. I will say that. I got caught cheating, and she was hurt, and she was saying she was about to do all these crazy things, and then I filed separation paperwork so she couldn't take the kids out of state, and then she lost it. But before she lost it, before she hit me, she was sending out pictures to all my family members, calling everybody. You wouldn't believe what Charlie did. Put everybody in our business, put it all on social media. I'm like, man, come on. Now, what took me there, what took me to cheating, now, as a more mature adult, now when I'm uncomfortable in the relationship, if it's not going my way, if it's not peaceful, I keep saying, hey, this hurts my feelings. Stop doing this, stop doing that. You keep doing it. Now I just leave. But in the past, in my more immature state, previous to therapy, I would quit and stay. Like, she was withholding. not giving sex for months and months and months at a time. I'm like, man, why you doing this? I ain't cheating on you. I'm not hitting you. What's the deal? I know I'm imperfect, but dang, you withholding. You're not giving me sex. You can't do this to me. This hurts my feelings. Please stop. Kept doing it. Left me a couple times. And after 5 or 6 years of marriage, I folded. I had sex with a chick, and the floodgates was wide open. And I couldn't stop. I got caught. I manned up to it. Yeah, you're right. You know, I was doing this. I apologize. Reason I was doing this because you was withholding for years, and it broke me. And I went and started hitting these chicks and blah, 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 blah. Man, and she told everybody. Call family. And that's what kind of sucks sometimes, when you lose your family members because of the relationship ends, because the family gets attached to that woman, or vice versa. The family gets attached to that man, and there's a breakup, and then now y'all not cool no more because they were attached to the couple or to that other person more than you. And then they don't leave peacefully, and they tear stuff up, or they send out pictures, or it's like some of my family members now is looking at me like, even though that was years ago, they're looking at me like, what the heck's going on? Painted the worst picture. Didn't say anything about herself. Like, hey, you know what? I was withholding for years and verbally abusing him. He could have just probably left, but, you know, some of it is my fault. Instead of saying that, you know how hard it is to get some women to just be accountable and say, hey, I missed it. It'd be so hard, like pulling teeth, like, it's my fault too. Why can't you just say it? Couldn't say it. Called everybody. Embarrassing me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and then called me 2 weeks later to try to have sex with her in a Starbucks parking lot. Man, I wouldn't touch you if you paid me. I didn't want you when I had you. I'm straight. You done called all my family members, sent out pictures, said the worst about me everywhere, and you still trying to get me to smack? My penis will be looking at me like, I don't want this. Come on, bro. I got a family member. I don't say his name because I didn't even clear the story with him, but he got into an accident years ago. He got into an accident and he had to be home for a while. And him and his spouse had a couple children. And he was at home waiting on a lawsuit from this accident, right? So while he at home waiting on this lawsuit, he taking care of his kids, you know, rebuilding his body because it was a terrible accident. And slowly but surely, his spouse at the time started to just be disrespected. When you going to do this? And when you going to get out the house? And it's like he's getting whatever kind of pay you get, disability. Getting disability, but he's like, look, I got this lawsuit for this bread. And plus I'm rebuilding my body. I can't work right now. She disrespecting him, talking to him crazy, blah, 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 blah. And he taking care of all the kids at the crib while getting disability, while waiting on the lawsuit, right? So after repeatedly telling her, stop doing this, stop talking to me crazy, stop leaving the house, stop going back and forth to your mama's house, why you keep telling your mama all my business, blah, 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 blah. So, you know, I guess apparently at some point he stepped out or was thinking about it. She found out. And they ended up going their separate ways. But he left the house and moved somewhere else. And she was in the house that our family owns. Right? So she stayed in the house with the kids, tore the whole house up. Can't leave peacefully. You know, he had his other crib. She tearing up the house because she don't want to leave peacefully. And it's like, all along, dog was telling you, hey, man, why stop doing this? Look, I'm healing. My body healing. Why you talking to me crazy? Why you treat me crazy? But then I look at backgrounds of these women. If they wasn't raised around a strong, loving, present father, and they're always listening to their mama's counsel, and their mama had them real young, sometimes these type of women behave a certain type of way. You got to be careful how you pick. A lot of us was not taught how to pick. Now it's very simple. Male and female. Like, at least for me, I'm picking a woman that came from a 2-parent solid family home. You know what I'm saying? Or she got a relationship with God is so amazing and great that it outweighs the fact that her father wasn't there. That's what I'm looking for. She got a relationship with God. She not into crystals. She not one of them weird universe hoes. She got goals, like written down on her wall. This was, she knows how to be bored. You know what I'm saying? She got a real laugh. You know how many chicks don't have a real laugh? Some dudes too. Like a real laugh. We cracking jokes back and forth. We could be silly. We got the 3 R's: respect, reliability, reciprocation. A man's not going to stay in a relationship he's not respected. Respect, reliability. Can we rely on each other? Reciprocation. Am I giving what are you getting? Am I getting what I'm giving? The 3 R's. But yeah, people who don't leave peacefully. And then not only that, man, when you got a family members who believe the other person more than you. Like, I grew up with y'all. We was in the same family. But you got an allegiance and a loyalty to this person that I had a relationship with and don't have it no more. Now you more cool with them than me. And now you so cool with them still and not me, that now we not cool and we blood. That's weird. That's super weird. Listen, I guess maybe it's just my unwavering loyalty, but I will never be cooler with an outsider more than my blood. No matter how long y'all been married. Y'all could be married 30, 40 years. The relationship was over. Man, I'm going with blood. I'm about to be creating no rift in the family because I can't release this relationship I've had with you and you not even blood. It's weird. What else do I want to talk about? Who's your favorite couple in your family? Favorite couple and why? My favorite couple in my family is my Uncle Stacy and my Aunt Brenda. Favorite couple. I'm going to tell you why. Their house has always been, for some reason, when you go to their house, you just feel peace. It's just peace. They joking, they clowning. I got some family members, you go to their house and you can just feel the tension. They can't stand each other. They don't want to let go. They holding on to something. They holding on to a house, or they holding on to the material things.
Good evening. I am the senior pastor, and I just want to address something that y'all been talking about on Facebook, okay? My integrity has been in question. And I'm just going to say right now, if there's any woman in this church that I've ever done anything with, stand up. Right now. I ever did anything with you, stand up. See that? Nobody. Sister Johnson, sit down, okay? That was 3 years ago, all right? And I didn't even go all the way, all right? Sit down. Always trying to be funny. Speaking of funny, we having a special event this evening. We have a comedian coming up. I want y'all to show him a warm welcome of applause, all right? I don't know who invited him, but he's supposed to be funny. Y'all show him some love, all right? All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Let's get right into it, shall we? Chopping down trees at 6 a.m. is also known as getting the morning wood. Tough crowd, huh? Okay. All right. What did the priest say to the little boy? You're the nicest kid I ever came across. Tough crowd, huh? Who invited this nigga?
Yeah, my Uncle Stacy and Aunt Brenda got the most chill house to be at. When you go over there, you just feel love, it's peace. They love each other, they clown, they joke. But you could just feel that this is a place where you could really be yourself. They got a real laugh. It's real conversation. You know, it ain't him trying to. When you're around my uncle, he's not trying to. He has a great balance. Him and his wife both have a great balance of being interesting and being interested. They're not trying to tell you everything they've done. How are you doing? What you been up to? Because also too, you can get around some family that always, well, what you been up to? What are you doing with that? Or how's this going? Or how's that? Do you have this yet? And it's like they're a little bit too challenging. But there's just some homes where you walk into, you can't explain the level of peace you feel when you walk in. There's no anxiety. They don't hate each other. It's just love. Real love you can feel. They're just good people to be around. They're just cool. My Uncle Stacy has always been one of the coolest people on the planet. Like, he was an amazing basketball player. I remember going to the park with him when I was little. And I think we like 16 years apart. We used to go to the big park in Romulus when I was little, 4 or 5, watching him hoop. He just threes, dunking on people. Just phenomenal hooper. But always cool. Had the cool cars. Always the coolest. You know what I'm saying? And he used to date this chick named Pebbles, who was one of the coldest ever. I didn't think he was ever going to be able to replace Pebbles. But my Aunt Brenda is super cool. He's so cold that I remember at my granny's funeral, there was women stepping up to the podium professing their love for him. I used to always want to go to, my grandmother's name was Frankie. I used to always want to go to Frankie's house, Miss Frankie's house, so I could see Stacy. Oh man, I was crying, laughing, like, man, I can't believe these women is professing their love for my uncle at my granny's funeral. But I think we all got that aunt, uncle, or cousin, or that relative where, like, they just the coolest. Going to their house is the most chill. You feel the love they have for each other. And I think they've been married. My parents been married 50 years. I think they so they got married, I think, in 86. So 2 years, I think it'll be 40 for them. Now, that's one thing I can say about my dad's side of the family is that everybody, all my dad's siblings, including him, are all married to the same mate, they first mate, 30, 40, 50 years. You know what I'm saying? I got one auntie, her husband passed maybe 7, 8 years ago, but everybody else, like, they with the first person they married. My grandparents was married 60-something years. You know, but they all picked wisely. You know what I'm saying? So I've had to learn. I had to pick wrong to pick right. I really did, but that's why I be giving y'all the game that I'm giving you. Type in the chat, man. Who was your best couple? Favorite relative? You know what I'm saying? What is this? I got some stuff that I'm just giving y'all from the notebook. You know what I'm saying? Notebook game. Oh yeah, the price of houses. I was thinking about this the other day. You know that the prices of houses will go down if certain activities start happening in these neighborhoods. I was thinking the other day, or even if it's just a rumor, you start rumors that certain activities are happening in these neighborhoods. Maybe it'll bring the price down. Have y'all been noticing the prices of houses is coming down a little bit? I've been looking. Interest rates seem to be pretty dope, but prices of houses are decreasing. And maybe not in California. I was looking at California the other day, in Fontana, brand new houses in Fontana is like 600,000-700,000. Rialto, 600,000-700,000. Eastvale, When I first moved to Eastvale in 2017, the house I was in was worth $750,000. Now that same house is like 1.2 million. So Eastvale is steadily going up. California in general, still kind of high, but I'm hoping to see a change because I just been waiting to buy again. Because I leased a house when I was in California, when I was in the house in Eastvale. That was a lease. I was paying $3,500 a month, but to buy. So the house I left in 2017, I had a 6-bedroom house with a pool in Canton, Michigan, that we sold for like $300,000 in 2017. That same house now is probably $470, probably close to $5. So this house is for sale with no basements now, which is a crying shame in Michigan. A house with no basement, no garage, in Garden City, $200,000. Tripping. A wood frame, no basement, no garage house. Like, y'all tripping, man. I'm not paying that. I'm not paying that, dude. I'm not paying that, dude. Man, I swear white boys cuss the best. It'd be so funny when they talking about a chick that they're entertaining romantically. She was so hot, dude. My cock was so hard. Man, so I hugged her and I'm kind of grinding against her, She immediately drops to her knees and unbuckles my belt and starts to blow me, dude. It was so amazing, man. Oh, man, when I'm listening to them talk about their romantic conquests, it'd be hilarious. So I'm like ramming her, right? And my cock's so hard, dude. I'm ramming her. Dude, I just like explode right in her mouth, man. It was so hot, man. Oh, man, dude. So crazy. All right, so recap. Type your best shows in the chat from the 80s and 90s. Maybe early 2000s, too. Some people say Boy Meets World. I never saw that show. Facts of Life was dope. Let me run my list again. Cheers. Cosby Show. Different World. Remember, Different World used to come on right after Cosby Show. Living Color. I ain't gonna lie, I used to watch Jay Leno a lot too in the 90s. Jay Leno, Arsenio Hall. What else? What else did I used to watch? DuckTales. Watch DuckTales. What's happening? You know what? Reruns of the Monkees. Hey, hey, we're the Monkees. And people say we monkey around. But we're too busy. Gumby. Reruns of Gumby was dope. What else? What else was dope shows we watched back then? Man, Video Soul on BET. Was it Donnie Simpson? Man, Pleasure Principle video with Janet Jackson. It's the Pleasure Principle. Oh, 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 ooh, the principle of pleasure. Doom, 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 doom. Remember when she jumped on that chair? Dog. Supersonic video? Supersonic. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Supersonic. Hit it, baby D. I'm having seen that he never do number she never do number high. Yeah, that's it. That's it. What was she saying? Listen to the Supersonic video. It was cold though. They could get it. But I don't remember what Baby D was saying. But I think that was the only time in life that I was open to repeat female rap lyrics. Now you can't even say, booty hole, brown. You can't repeat these female rap lyrics now because you'll sound sus. And not only that, I don't like female rap lyrics where they talking tough. You not tough. I'm not listening to that. What else? What else are some good shows? Type them in the chat. Let me know what the greatest shows of all time. Now the greatest shows of all time, even though the streaming has changed the way we watch. 24 was one of the shows that changed the way we watch TV. Because it was so addictive, we kept going back to it over and over again. You got 24 hours in a day to solve something. And it's like 24 created this binge watching of TV. But now it's, for me, Breaking Bad, Ray Donovan, Ozarks. What else? Those like my top three: Breaking Bad, Ozarks, Ray Donovan. I've seen all those episodes. House of Cards was dope. You know, too bad Kevin Spacey couldn't keep his hands off young boys, because we would have been able to finish the rest of the show, but he was such a power pervert that we didn't get a chance to see how that show would end it. But weirdo. What else is a great show out now? Man, Succession is a good show. Man, his daughter on the show, the redhead, what's her name? Liv, or whatever her name is, cold. She cold. Succession is cool. What else is a great show? Any black shows I'm watching or watch that's dope? Atlanta's fire. Donald Glover just fire in general. Even the remake of Mr. and Mrs. Smith as a TV show on Amazon, that was fire. What else? Y'all type in the chat. What's y'all great shows now that y'all watching? That's binge worthy, where you can just, you know what a binge worthy show for me is? Something that I can watch it and I feel like I'm a part of the world. Like, oh, I'm in this. I can relate. I'm connected to this show. I'm just spitballing off the top of my head. What else is a great show to watch that I've watched that I just kind of got lost in? Ray Donovan is one of my favorites. I can relate just to be doing so many things at one time. He's a Hollywood fixer. And he's dealing with family stuff and all this kind of crazy stuff. And he got past traumas. And that show was fire. Snowfall was good. Even though I don't like the fact that they stole the original Freeway Rick Ross's story. Then it got weird where one dude is a gangster in the show, and he's like trying to get money from somebody else. And he's like, I know how to get the money. I can bend him over and take his booty. Like, wait, what? That's how you plan on getting the money back? By strong arming the donut from another dude? Like that? I got out at that point. That's the only thing I don't like about watching some of these new shows and new movies. It's like you'll be into it, and then all of a sudden there's something weird out of nowhere. Like, wait, so to get the money, he decides to bend another dude over and take his donut for the money? Man, I'm out. Come on, dog. It's the only thing about watching these new shows. You would see. Can you imagine seeing something like that on the Cosby Show? Dr. Huxtable, he's going in for a checkup, and then all of a sudden he's aroused during the prostate exam. And he's like, you know what, man? I like sticking my finger in this dude's donut. Let me take my pants off and give him a hands-free prostate check. Man, that's what would happen now. If the Cosby Show was on Amazon now, Dr. Huxtable would be bisexual. I can't even. Some of these shows you can't even watch no more. They make it weird. Like, come on, bro, for real? So, those are my shows, man. And that's my show. I got to go pick up Cassius from the daycare. Man, I had a good time. So very soon, I'm going to have it's kind of hard for me to do this. I've stacked up a couple dollars on my own. I need a few more so I can film this movie about my life, right? All these videos that went viral, everybody on my head like, man, let's do the movie. So I wrote it. I wrote the movie. It's ready to go. I got some money stacked. I need a few more dollars. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm dropping the pride. I'm gonna ask y'all for the rest so we can go ahead and shoot it. I'm gonna be dropping a GoFundMe pretty soon. If y'all believe in the vision, go ahead and invest. If you invest a certain amount, you will get invited to the red carpet screening of the show before it goes to streaming. Coming soon. So be on the lookout for that, man. I'm gonna start hitting y'all up, man. If you love me, man, support. You know what I'm saying? I've been giving y'all free content for years. Now it's time. If y'all want to invest and be a part of it, man, I really appreciate y'all. I need y'all, man. Get me off this truck. Even though I only drive 3 days a week, get me off this truck so I can shoot this movie, man, and start giving y'all some real content. If you tired of trash content on these streaming networks where they hit you with something weird 10 minutes in or all this other stuff, if you tired of trash content, y'all help me put real content. Look, I got 5 TV shows written and done. Probably 7 movies done. And you're not going to see nothing weird in there. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a story of redemption. It's going to be funny. For real. If y'all want to see real content, help me. I'll be dropping the GoFundMe real soon so I can start shooting these movies, man. We're going to keep the party going. I love y'all because I love myself. You're late. I can tell you put peanut butter on your feet before you put your shoes on in the morning. You cover your body in Crisco grease every day. Your toilet seats have Escalade cushions on them. I already know that.
Look. I ain't about to get ripped on by that got third in a common lookalike contest.
If you see yourself exercising, you can lose weight.
Okay.
In your case, you're going to have to do a lot of thinking. Okay. All right?
Oh.
Think about running to that brick wall and coming back.
You look like a dry goldfish. I don't want to hear none of this bullshit. You're Simba from Lion King looking mother. Get it. You ain't gonna get it. You ain't gonna get it.
Oh my God.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, man.
Hold on.
What's the point at?
I'm connected. There's a book inside of you right now. You've had a rough life. Hold on. Spiritually, I'm sensing you saw a lot. The world needs your story, brother.
Man,
Let me tell you something. I'm a fitness guru, life coach, Sandy Womack. I just see a lot. Is there any reason you haven't wrote a book yet?
I'm gonna be honest, Sandy. I've been through a lot. I probably should write a book, and I never thought about it until now. Let me take this call. Talk to my girl. I'll be right back.
We'll do.
So, what do you see in me?
We definitely got to strengthen up the ulterior.
Yeah, I need help here.
And the delts.
It's jiggly.
The delt Baxter.
Man, why the f you touching my girl, man?
She was just telling me about
her. Who told you could touch my girl?
Listen, I apologize.
I'm not trying to hear none of that, bro.
Listen, I'm going to still help you write the book, brother. That's all that I'm going to still
man,
help you write
the book.
Your ass got knocked out. That's why I should have never hired a that looked like an extra in a Tyler Perry film to be my personal trainer. You sorry son of a bitch. You ugly you and the pubic hair beard you walked in on, you mother. You look like a bald-head Max Julian from the Mac. You ever hear that? Anybody ever call you Ron O'Neal? Ron O'Squeal? You snitch looking.
all of the toilet seats in your house have I can't even say it. The book.